Dark alleys, unfinished gunfights, streets where the law holds no weight. These are the cities where danger isn't just a possibility, it's a way of life. Murder rates skyrocket, gang wars never end, and survival often comes down to luck. Some places are so deadly that even the police fear stepping in. From cartel battlegrounds to cities ruled by ruthless crime syndicates, these are the 10 most dangerous places on Earth. On number 10, we have Caracas in Venezuela. Caracas is a city that has become synonymous with danger. Once a thriving capital, it's now a place where walking down the street can feel like a gamble. The city's homicide rate is among the highest in the world, fueled by widespread poverty, political unrest, and a collapsing economy. Caracas has previously reported homicide rates exceeding 100 per 100,000 inhabitants. But it's not just the crime that makes Caracas deadly. Basic necessities like food, medicine, and clean water are often in short supply, leading to a healthcare crisis that claims lives daily. The city's infrastructure is crumbling, and power outages are common, adding to the sense of chaos. For residents, survival is a daily struggle, and the risks are everywhere, whether it's a violent robbery or a lack of access to life-saving medical care. On number 9 comes Tijuana in Mexico. Tijuana is another city that has earned a grim reputation. Located just across the border from San Diego, California, Tijuana is a major hub for drug cartels, and the violence that comes with them is impossible to ignore. Shootouts, kidnappings, and extortion are part of everyday life for many residents. Tijuana is ranked as the most violent city in the world by Mexico's Citizens Council for Public Security, with a staggering homicide rate of 138 per 100,000 people, with organized crime groups battling for control of lucrative drug trafficking routes. But Tijuana's dangers go beyond cartel violence. The city is also a major transit point for migrants, many of whom fall victim to human trafficking or exploitation. For those living in Tijuana, danger is a constant companion, and the line between safety and peril is razor thin. On number 8, we have San Pedro Sula in Honduras. San Pedro Sula has long been one of the most dangerous cities in Central America. While its homicide rate has dropped in recent years, it's still a place where violence is never far away. The homicide rate is around 40 per 100,000 people, still one of the highest globally. Gangs like MS-13 and Barrio 18 have a strong presence here, and their turf wars have turned entire neighborhoods into no-go zones. Poverty is rampant, and many young people are drawn into gang life as a means of survival. But it's not just gang violence that makes San Pedro Sula deadly. On number 7 is Cape Town in South Africa. Cape Town, South Africa is a city of contrasts. On one hand, it's a stunningly beautiful place with iconic landmarks like Table Mountain and pristine beaches. On the other hand, it's one of the most dangerous cities in the world. Violent crime is a major issue here, with high rates of murder, robbery, and sexual assault. Cape Town's homicide rate is about 65 per 100,000 people. Gang activity is rampant in the city's townships, where poverty and unemployment drive many young people into a life of crime. But Cape Town's dangers aren't limited to violent crime. On number 6, we have Port Moresby, the capital of Papua New Guinea. Port Moresby is a city where danger lurks around every corner. Violent crime is a major issue here, with armed robberies, carjackings, and sexual assaults being all too common. The city's high crime rate is fueled by widespread poverty, unemployment, and social inequality. The crime index in 2023 ranked it among the top 5 most unsafe cities globally. But it's not just crime that makes Port Moresby deadly. The city's infrastructure is severely lacking, with poor sanitation and limited access to clean water contributing to public health crises. Natural disasters like earthquakes and tsunamis also pose a significant threat, adding another layer of risk for residents. For those living in Port Moresby, life is a constant battle against danger. On number 5 is San Salvador, the capital of El Salvador. San Salvador is a city where violence is a way of life. Gangs like MS-13 and Barrio 18 have a stranglehold on many neighborhoods, and their brutal tactics have made San Salvador one of the most dangerous cities in the world. While recent crackdowns have reduced the homicide rate, it still remains one of the highest in the world, at 52 per 100,000 people. Extortion, kidnapping, and murder are everyday occurrences, and residents live in constant fear of becoming victims. But the city's dangers go beyond gang violence. Poverty and unemployment are widespread, and many people struggle to access basic necessities like food and health care. For those who call San Salvador home, danger is an inescapable part of life. On number 4, we have Kabul in Afghanistan. Kabul is a city that has been shaped by decades of war. The ongoing conflict has left the city in ruins, with crumbling infrastructure and a lack of basic services. Terrorism is a constant threat, with bombings and attacks being a regular occurrence. But it's not just the violence that makes Kabul deadly. The United Nations recorded over 1,000 civilian deaths in Afghanistan in 2023, many of them in Kabul. The city's healthcare system is in shambles, and many residents lack access to even the most basic medical care. Poverty is widespread, and many people struggle to survive in a city that has been ravaged by war. For those living in Kabul, danger is a fact of life, and the risks are everywhere. On number 3 comes Mogadishu in Somalia. Mogadishu is a city that has been torn apart by decades of civil war. The ongoing conflict has left the city in ruins, with crumbling infrastructure and a lack of basic services. Terrorism is a constant threat, with bombings and attacks being a regular occurrence. But it's not just the violence that makes Mogadishu deadly. The city's healthcare system is in shambles, and many residents lack access to even the most basic medical care. Poverty is widespread, and many people struggle to survive in a city that has been ravaged by war. For those living in Mogadishu, danger is a fact of life, and the risks are everywhere. On number 2, we have Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Rio de Janeiro is a city that is as beautiful as it is dangerous. Known for its stunning beaches and vibrant culture, Rio is also one of the most dangerous cities in the world. Violent crime is a major issue here, with high rates of murder, robbery, and sexual assault. Gang activity is rampant in the city's favelas, where poverty and unemployment drive many young people into a life of crime. But Rio's dangers aren't limited to violent crime. The city also has one of the highest rates of traffic accidents in the world, with reckless driving and poor road conditions contributing to the death toll. For residents, the risks are everywhere, from the streets to the highways. On number 1 comes Baghdad in Iraq. Baghdad is a city that has been shaped by decades of war. The ongoing conflict has left the city in ruins, with crumbling infrastructure and a lack of basic services. Terrorism is a constant threat, with bombings and attacks being a regular occurrence. But it's not just the violence that makes Baghdad deadly. The city's healthcare system is in shambles, and many residents lack access to even the most basic medical care. Poverty is widespread, and many people struggle to survive in a city that has been ravaged by war. For those living in Baghdad, danger is a fact of life, and the risks are everywhere. What do you think? Can these cities ever turn things around, or are they doomed to stay this way? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this video eye-opening, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Stay safe, and thanks for watching.